Hey there, I'm Joe Sova, and this is the Joe Sova Business Show. So thanks for being here. If you're an entrepreneur who is looking to increase your income and your impact and are sick and tired of treading water and being burnt out in your business, you're in the right place, because today we're talking about busyness invading your business. And what I mean by busyness is the B-U-S-Y type busyness invading your business. Now, you may have noticed that there is no intro music, no voiceover guy coming at you, and there's a reason for that. We want to get straight to the point, all right? I know you're quote-unquote busy, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute, but as an entrepreneur, you've got a lot going on. You're probably spending a lot of time working in your business, doing all the stuff, spinning the plates, putting out the fires. The last thing you need is 10 minutes of banter on a podcast episode when you simply want to get to the meat and potatoes, as they like to say. So that's what we're doing. We're going straight into it. And this episode is all about busyness in your business and what that's like. And listen, I'm an entrepreneur myself. So even outside of my coaching and training that I do, some of the one-on-one and group stuff that I do, even outside of that, I own and operate a service business, a B2B business. And so I get it. Entrepreneurship is one of those things where you're doing so much, so often, so fast, you hardly have time to think about it. Am I right? We've always been told that the more you work, right, the more successful you'll be. That's kind of the old mantra of, hey, if you want it bad enough, you've got to put in the hours and you've got to put in the grind, right? You got to put in the sweat equity and all that stuff. That's what we've always been told as entrepreneurs. I saw a statistic actually recently that kind of sparked this episode. The Harvard Business Review did a study, and in that study they found that executives of businesses, 60% of them were tethered to their phone for work-related purposes over 13 hours a day and up to 18 and a half hours a day. That's crazy, isn't it? That more than half, 60% of those in that study from the Harvard Business Review were connected to their phone 13 plus hours a day and up to 18 and a half. How can you even function doing that? But somehow entrepreneurs find a way, right? Because that's what we're supposed to do. That's crazy. Now, a statistic, another one that I want to, which is kind of the point of this episode, we've all heard the statistic about, half of businesses, more than half of businesses, don't make it past 5 years. So most businesses, the majority of businesses, will fail within that first 5 years. We've all heard that. So if it was really a matter of time, think about this. If it was really a matter of how much time and how busy you were inside your business, if that was the reason for success, everyone who worked those 12, 13-hour days would be successful. And we all know that's not the case. Clearly, the statistics show, the SBA tells us that 50% of businesses or more do not survive. Now, I'd be hard-pressed to believe that those business owners weren't putting in the effort and have the desire that you're quote-unquote supposed to have when running a business. I'm sure they were plenty busy. I guarantee you, if you survey those people that have gone out of business, they were plenty busy. They weren't sitting around, drinking pina coladas expecting business to come to them. Now, maybe a few, but the business owners I've known for 20 plus years in this space, they're getting after it. They're putting in that work. And the point of all this, to take away from all this, is that staying busy clearly not correlated to success. Now, what do I mean by busy? All right, this can be things like sitting in random meetings that go nowhere. Right, maybe they don't have an agenda, and somebody's, it's kind of like the fluff I was talking about at the beginning of the episode. Right, that's just taking up space. Right, maybe it's replying to email, low-level email that's not really doing anything. Maybe it's handling constant questions from your staff or from vendors that somebody else could be handling. Maybe it's working on your graphics on your website when you're not a web designer, right? And it takes you 5 times as long to move a graphic over from middle aligned to left aligned, and you're driving yourself crazy trying to do that on your own website to save a few bucks, right? These are all busy tasks. Maybe if you're in retail or something, it's packing the boxes, whatever it is. All right, in your business, think about that. You likely have some sort of busy tasks that you're doing, and in your mind, you realize at this point you're just fooling yourself, because busyness doesn't equal success. Again, if it did, anybody who was busy would be successful, and that's not the case. So we can look at that. We can look at entrepreneurship as, hey, I got to stay busy. You might be somebody listening who hasn't taken a vacation day in 3 months. If that's you, this message is directly for you. I'm talking to you. If you're somebody who is tethered to their phone for more than 8 hours a day, and you don't have a boundary as to when you're replying to email or sending an IM to a team member or looking things up online, whatever it may be, right? You don't have those boundaries. I'm talking to you. You might be somebody who isn't getting your full 8 hours of sleep every night, and you haven't been for more than 2 weeks or more. All of those things, while on the surface say, well, I'm doing the work, I'm busy, I'm hustling, all of those things, we already know that long term can cause a detriment to our ultimate goal. And you're in this for the long term, aren't you? You're not a short-term thinker when it comes to your business. You didn't create your business to be in and out and be done. You're looking for a legacy. You're looking for impact. You're looking to take care of your family. You're looking for income that gives you the freedom that the corporate world does not. And so no matter how busy you stay, right, and maybe you have some guilt around that. I know I did for a long time as a business, and it still creeps in sometimes. No matter how busy you stay, it does not equate to success. So what can we do? Right? You're supposed to stay busy. Society tells us that entrepreneurs are always doing something in their business. Work. But it doesn't have to be that way, does it? Do you think every successful business owner out there that has made it past that 2, that 5, that 10-year mark is still constantly busy? They're still checking their email. They're still sweeping their own floors, things like that. Do you think that really is happening out there? Well, I know for a fact it's not. I was doing some one-on-one coaching with a business client recently, and that was his exact words, is that he used to do and he used to take pride in this of, hey, I was the delivery driver, I was the janitor sweeping the floor, I was the IT guy running my own cables through the walls, I was my own website designer, I was my own salesperson, I was my own customer service responding to the emails. This person mentioned that they took pride in all of that. We put some things in place for them, and a short while later, they're now focused on the one thing that they actually enjoy doing in their business. This person said to me, I was busy all the time, I was doing all this stuff, but I didn't enjoy a single part of it. They were getting close to burnout, if not already there, and likely would have been a statistic on the wrong side of those business survival rates had we not made a change. And so we changed some things in their business, and now that person focuses on what I like to call, and you may have heard this term before, the zone of genius, where their true talent shines, where they enjoy working, where they get to do things that light them up. That's what we all want to do, isn't it? That's what being an entrepreneur is about. It's not about 12-hour days of being busy on low-level tasks. You could spend 1 hour or 2 hours, or you might even lose track of time doing the thing you love that brings the most value in your business, and you'd be more successful than if you spent 12 hours on all the busy work that you don't love. So to do that, there's a couple things that we like to discuss. I'm going to share that with you. So stick with me here. We're getting right to it, and this will be important. So if you're not taking notes yet, you'll likely find you want to do that. But there's 3 areas to cover: purpose, process, and people. 3 P's. So you can remember that. Easy to remember. Purpose is things like, what is my vision? What do I want my business to look like? Right? Who do I want to work with in my business? What are the roles in my business? Where do I see this going? The 6 months, 1 year, 5 year, 10 years. What do I want that to look like? What do I want my role to look like? What other roles do I need to fill? What activities light me up? So all those things and more is part of having your purpose in your business. Where can you spend your time that is most effective? That 5% of time that you're probably spending now in what actually moves the needle versus the 95% of busy work. What is that for you? What is that vision? What is that purpose? We all know about find your why. You've probably heard Simon Sinek mention that before. Find the why you started your business. So that's critical. But you also want to look at who you're being to create your why, right? Who are you inside your business? What role are you playing? So that's something to really consider and look at for yourself and where you want to go. So that's number 1 is purpose. Number 2, process. Systems, processes. You may have heard, the SOP, S-O-P, Standard Operating Procedures. Now, I know what you're thinking. Listen, I thought it too as an entrepreneur. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, man, that is boring. I don't want to sit around and document what I do all day long. It's way easier for me just to do it, and we'll figure it out later. But have you fully considered how in the world is your business going to operate as you scale and grow? Your goal is to grow, is it not? You want to grow more revenue, more partnerships, more people around you, more success, right? The impact that you can have. How can that happen? How can you achieve your goal? Back to purpose, right? What is your goal? What is your vision? How can you achieve that vision if you don't have repeatable systems that others can execute? It's impossible, isn't it? You can't store everything in your head. Here's the other side of that. Contingency. Have you considered what happens? Well, I used to use, if you walk out and get hit by a bus, right? Which could happen. But we've seen over the last few years, right, with random things happening in the world, that the world shut down, right? And people got very sick and things like that. What if that happens again, right? What if you simply have the flu one day? It doesn't even have to be anything terminal. Could be. But even something basic that knocks you out for a couple days, if you don't have repeatable systems, you'll find it's very difficult for your business to continue to operate, which makes it very difficult for you to achieve your goals and your dreams, which is why, back to that, why you started your business in the first place. So purpose, process, and people. And people is bigger than simply hiring. This includes employees, or maybe contractors, or maybe virtual assistants. It includes vendors, like who you're using, software companies, or whoever else, whatever other type of vendor you use in your business. It includes members of your team and outside your team, your customers or people, right? Who do you want to serve? All of that. For the purpose of this discussion, I'm going to focus on members of your own internal team as the people we talk about today. If you're doing everything yourself, you likely find that you're very, very busy, like we've talked about this entire episode. But are you doing the right things? Right? Are you so focused on those $10 an hour tasks that it's taking your time and, more importantly, your energy away from those $100 an hour tasks or $500 an hour tasks or more than that, whatever, $1,000 an hour tasks? That's the consideration here, from being busy with the low-level $10 an hour tasks. Now, those things have to be done, but they don't have to be done by you, right? And so that brings on the topic of bringing on a VA or a 1099 contractor, or a VA is a virtual assistant for those wondering out there, or an internal employee. And again, I know what you're thinking because I've been there. So I know exactly what you're thinking right now. And you're thinking, boy, oh boy, I don't want to manage people. I don't want to deal with people. I don't even know where to start all of that stuff. And I get it. Neither did I. But you already know that in order to get to where you want to go, that vision, back to that, it is critical that you receive help. Right? The doctor that is out there saving lives, he's not, well, think of this. All right. If you needed, a heart replacement or something, right? Or any kind of surgery, I don't even knee replacement or whatever. It can be something minor. If you had a surgery and that doctor comes in and he's the nurse prepping you, and then he comes back and he's the anesthesia guy, and he comes back and he says, I'm the surgeon. And then he comes back and says, yeah, I'm also the receptionist. He's checking you in. If he's doing all that stuff, does that make you feel very good that he's very qualified at doing what he needs to do to perform your surgery? Probably not, right? You're like, dude, you got to get some help around here. Doesn't your business deserve the same? Doesn't your business deserve to have you at your best and not staying simply busy in your business for the sake of staying busy in your business? It's a whole nother episode, but staying busy is a way of hiding. I have discovered that myself. I've worked with clients directly one-to-one that have had this issue where they're so ingrained with staying busy, they're afraid, well, what would I do with my time if somebody else took these tasks away from me? And that's a beautiful question. It really is. And the answer lies within. Only you know what you're really good at and what your business really needs from you. And I guarantee you, it's not checking email. I guarantee you, it's not designing your own website. Okay? There's other things in your business that need your genius, your skill, what lights you up. And so getting the right people around you, the right team, is a big part of that. Now, you also might be thinking, hey, I don't even know where to start. Well, listen, you're in luck. You can go to our website, joesilvatraining.com, and we've got you covered. All right, go to the free resources part, and you will find where to start. VA, contractor, employee, and the differences between those, how to budget for those. So there's free resources there. Check it out, Joe Silva Training, all one word, joesilvatraining.com. Check it out. And that you'll find that very helpful. All right. So we've talked about being busy versus doing what matters, what's meaningful in your business, right? So at this point, you've got a choice to make in your business, all right? You can listen to this episode and you can say, yeah, it sounds good, but I'm going to keep doing all the stuff and I'm going to stay, quote unquote, busy. Or you can decide that there's a better way. You can decide that your business is more important than simply looking like you're busy all the time. You can decide that you're ready to take your business to the next level. And when you do, we'll be here for you. Listen, I've been helping businesses for nearly 20 years. Entrepreneurs, small business owners, every industry, online, offline, brick and mortar, online, whatever it is, okay? I've seen a lot. I've done it myself. Again, I'm a business owner myself. And I've been helping businesses for a long time. And if you're ready to take that next step, again, go check out my website, joesilvatraining.com, and get your free resource. Go ahead, start that process. Put yourself first. Decide that there's a better way for you and your business and all those that depend on you and your future of your business. All right. This has been a fun episode to give to you. If you found it valuable, I appreciate you being here. The fact that you stayed through it all means that you're interested in doing things better and growing your business. And that my friend, is incredible. You are a hero out there for being a business owner, because it's not easy. I know it. And this busy work is just part of the puzzle, but we can help with the rest. So thank you very much for being here. If you're not subscribed yet, you'll want to subscribe. So go ahead and click that subscribe button now on whatever podcast player that you are listening to. And as always, I appreciate you and your time, and we'll see you on the next episode.